Hey guys, it's Pras here, and as you can see, I am in the team management section of Barcelona. You can see here that I have a rather strange formation. I didn't know what was the most common to use to play when using Barcelona. So I made a formation myself. You can see here this is a lineup. So what it basically is a 4-2-3-1, but I have taken the central attacking midfielder bit down. Of course, I used the 4-2-3-1 wide as the formation I created it from. So you can see here the nothing very special about the starting lineup. You of course have Lionel Messi. Don't know why he's 95 here, but he is such an excellent player that it's just scary how good he is if you manage to use him right. So I can show you the formation a bit more in depth, because you can see here that if I just go into the work rates, you can see all my defenders have a low high work rate. I changed that. That is actually maybe the key to Barcelona being working so well for me, because they really do. I think I've played like 30 games with them now, and I'm still unbeaten. I won Division 1 easily. So then you have a medium high on the defensive midfielders, high medium on the Iniesta as the central midfielder, high on the wingers, and then you have a high low for Messi as a striker. But even though the defensive midfielders Xavi and Fabregas, even though they have a medium high work rate, when you have that central midfielder instead of an attacking midfielder, they will be one of them will be much more attacking. The other one will stay back and make the team balanced. And so I don't feel that it's more defensive, and I play unbalanced with this team. I don't play on defensive because it is quite well balanced anyway. And then you have the wingers, Sanchez and Pedro. They normally have that high, so it really isn't that important. So that was basically what I wanted to show you with the formation. Of course, Messi, you may think that he gets a bit isolated, but he really doesn't, because I very often play it up to him, and then on the first touch I can play it to whoever I want. The tactics of Barcelona, they are quite poor. Slow build up, short passing, free form, that's not good. Quite low. You can see here that is just a few steps from being safe passing play, and that is very, very bad. Little crossing, no problem to me. Little shooting, no problem either. Free form there is fine. Then they try to be a bit too aggressive, and the team is a bit too wide for my liking. But when I have that low high work rates on my defenders, that is not too bad, because even at the end of the game, for example Dani Alves and Jordi Alba, normally they would be quite tired, but now they just use that little bit of energy instead of using much energy, and that really helps out. So even if your opponents start using substitutes, they can easily keep up. So I will show you a match and try and highlight some stuff there. So the team I came up against was Real Madrid, as always, in 4-2-3-1, and in 4-2-3-1 with this formation you can quite easily take out the attacking midfielder, which in this case is Mesut Özil, and that will leave it to be only 3 attackers versus 4 defenders, and I will win that every day of the week. So win the ball here with Sanchez, actually, who was tracked down because of Alba not being in the right position. And here you can see that I've highlighted Varane, who he for some reason used as a right back, and he is he's way too up on the field, because if he had been where I marked he should be, then he could have taken out, I think it is Sanchez. That would have meant that Pepe could have dropped in and marking that area, which again means that Sergio Ramos, he wouldn't have needed to press Iniesta in the first place, meaning he could have been further back and taking out that area which Messi is now challenging and getting the ball in. And of course Marcelo should be back as well. He should not be as far up as he is, and should be a bit more in as well, due to yeah, there's no one there to mark, basically. So as you can see here, Messi got the ball in that space, and he is just too good of a player to miss that easy goal there. And well, in the 9th minute, he was already down 1-0. That is quite bad indeed. So here you can see, I just need to pause it. There we go. Yes, I've highlighted quite a lot of stuff. All my midfielders in black and all my defenders in red. So you can see, unlike his defenders, all of my defenders are back, and you can see the areas that they are marking. So if he was to play over the top through ball to it's Benzema, then he would have no chance at all, because my defenders are marking all of those areas. Then you can also see my midfield. They are all, well, they're enough backwards to be able to isolate Benzema. So if Benzema got the ball now, let's say as the pass it to Benzema, he would have been completely isolated. That means that he would have like 7 players around him and no one to pass the ball to, and that is quite bad. Yeah, you can also see here Pedro, he is tracking back very well indeed, so that if Özil here was to use a bit time on the ball, he could get back, and then Dani Alves could track a bit more back as well, and be in line with the rest of the defenders. So you can see here that he actually managed to get the ball in the space behind Dani Alves, but Dani Alves is quick enough, and you can see all of my defenders are still in a line, still very good balance in that team. So we will move on here. You can see just getting the ball quite easily with Pepe, tried an over the through ball, but over the top through balls will not work. This is just an example of the class of Messi. You can see that acceleration, it's so great. He feels so quick when I play with him, and I get to use that acceleration. It's just so great. So I think this is the last thing I wanted to show you. Not entirely sure, but I think it is. Yeah, it is. So you can see here, Messi just working the ball out to Pedro, getting it back to Messi, and there you can see my midfielders. They have tried to. It's Iniesta and Xavi that are actually trying to get in the space behind his defense, and that just shows you that it's not that much of a defensive formation. So he really didn't like this, so he just paused it after 45 minutes, and he had enough, quitting the match. And I can understand him. He was down 4-0 against Barcelona. People don't like that very much. So hope you enjoyed this analysis. This is Pras signing out. Goodbye.